It's no secret that DC and Warner Brothers have had trouble establishing their cinematic universe. While Marvel Studios and Disney continue to lead the pack when it comes to the superhero genre, DC, with the exception of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, has never really managed to have a successful stint with their franchises. Sure, there's the odd movie like Wonder Woman that convinces fans to believe again, but with duds like the Justice League and the Suicide Squad, it's hard these days to be a theater-going DC fan and genuinely like the DC Extended Universe. Did they give up on calling it Worlds of DC, or is that still a thing? So today we are doing our best to be optimistic about the future of the DCEU with our list of the top 10 superhero movies that will save DC. These are all upcoming and unreleased films, and of course there's no mention of television here. We're only talking films, friends. So with that in mind, let's get to it. At number 10, The Suicide Squad. 2 words: James Gunn. I think for the most part we can all agree that the first Suicide Squad movie was not good. Sure, it had its ups like Margot Robbie's portrayal of Harley Quinn, but it also had a lot of downs, and it was canned by critics worldwide. Most of us groaned when the news of a Suicide Squad sequel broke. But thankfully the universe has intervened in the form of Disney briefly firing James Gunn, the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, who then signed up to replace David Ayer for the Suicide Squad 2 film, directing and writing. And even better, when Disney rehired him, he stayed on board with DC. Needless to say, we'll be seeing some major changes to the series based on Gunn's involvement. Many think it'll be a major lifeline for the DCEU, while others think that if it turns out to be garbage, it'll prove that DC and Warner Brothers need to completely rethink their strategy when it comes to cinematic adaptations. It's also supposed to feature an all-new cast, and there's no word yet on whether or not Margot Robbie, who is playing Harley Quinn in multiple other DC projects, will reprise her role. And at number 9, The Flash. Ever since the Justice League film came out, there has been talks about its other members getting their own solo features, including The Flash, starring Ezra Miller, which was originally slated for 2018 but got pushed back after the film lost not one, but 2 directors. Separate departures, they weren't co-directors either. So you might be wondering why this movie made it onto our list then, when its development seems to be rather bleak. That's because the new directors of the film, Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley, who worked as writers on Spider-Man Homecoming, are taking the helm, breathing some new life into the future. Ezra Miller has also made his own efforts to reassure fans that the film is coming and will be great, saying, I quote, "Nothing is ever certain in this world, but as certain as things get, we're making a crazy dope Flash movie." Here's hoping he's right. And at number 8, New Gods. New Gods, a film based on the fictional DC race created by Jack Kirby back in 1971, is set to be directed by Academy Award nominee Ava DuVernay. After the introduction to Darkseid's existence in the Justice League film, along with the planet Apocalypse, that opened the door for the New Gods to enter into the fray, despite whether or not fans feel the franchise is ready to support more new characters when it's struggling to produce quality content as is. Sorry, it's true. But the plus side is DuVernay is a good director. The film is still in the early days of development according to sources, but there's been leaks that have hinted to the film's plot revolving around Barda and Mr. Miracle attempting to escape Apocalypse. And another one of the reasons why it might be good for DC? Because there's rumors abound that the film won't even take place in the DC Extended Universe. Moving on to 7, Gotham City Sirens. Back in 2009, Paul Dini began writing a series that featured 3 of the most badass women DC Comics has to offer: Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. The series, which ended thanks to the introduction of the New 52, had the 3 working together, and at one point even living together, and was one of the best stories featuring the trio of characters to date. Despite the New 52 retconning it out of existence, there is a film it works, which has currently been put on hold until after Birds of Prey is complete. The script is being penned by Geneva Dworet-Robertson, who partially is responsible for the recent Captain Marvel screenplay. The downside? It's rumored that David Ayer, who directed the first Suicide Squad movie, is likely taking the helm on this one. And at 6, Batgirl. Batgirl is yet another film up in the air right now. Initially, a Batgirl film was in the works thanks to Joss Whedon. The acclaimed writer and director allegedly approached DC with the interest of directing a Batgirl movie, one that was based on the story arc of the $1 million debut of Batgirl. But in early 2018, he pulled out after a year of being signed on to make the film. As of now, the project seems to be in limbo, with Warner Brothers seeking a female director to take over the movie, and the script being written by the Birds of Prey screenwriter Christina Hudson. And at 5, Justice League Dark. DC has always been good at being grim. It's kind of their thing. While some of their films, particularly ones directed by Zack Snyder, have suffered from their attempts at being edgy, the Justice League Dark is a series that goes full-blown, well, dark, if the name didn't already give it away. While it's still allegedly trying to get off the ground in terms of development, there have been some pretty impressive names attached to the project in the past, including Guillermo del Toro, so it could be a promising property for DC moving forward. In at 4, The Batman. Set to be released June of 2021, it was recently announced that Robert Pattinson was chosen to play Bruce Wayne in the upcoming film, The Batman. Yes, no more Batfleck. Initially, Ben Affleck was on board to write and direct the movie, but dropped out in 2017, perhaps due to how badly the Justice League film bombed. He's officially exited the DCEU as well. And now Matt Reeves replaces him as the writer-director of the film. His credits include Cloverfield and Planet of the Apes, in case you were wondering. And he really replaced Affleck, having tossed out the script the actor was working on with Jeff Johns, wanting to start from scratch instead. Rumors have it that he wants to direct his own Batman trilogy, and this is just the start. So what do you all think? Does Pattinson seem promising as Bruce Wayne? Can Reeves live up to what Christopher Nolan once pulled off with his Batman trilogy? Give us a shout in those comments below. In at number 3, Birds of Prey. Set to be released February 7th of 2020, Birds of Prey, which has the subtitle The Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, is very much relying on Margot Robbie to steal the show and draw in the crowds. As we mentioned earlier, her performance in Suicide Squad was one of the only good takeaways from that movie. And now she'll be starring alongside a stellar female cast of women playing the members of Birds of Prey. This includes Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, Rosie Perez as Directive Renee Montoya, and Journey Smollett-Bell as Black Canary. Plus, Ewan McGregor is playing the film's villain, Black Mask. With Robbie coming on as a producer, the film and its cast seem to be a very promising one. In at number 2, Wonder Woman 1984. Out of all of the films on our list, the Wonder Woman sequel is the most bankable on DC's plate currently. It's one of the only modern DCEU films whose predecessor was considered a success at both the box office and by critics, although we admit that last act was a tad shaky. Directed by Patty Jenkins and set to be released in June 5th of 2020, it's one of the only DCEU films that fans actually have faith in when it comes to whether or not it'll be good. This time around, the script is penned by David Callahan, who also worked on The Expendables, and it also features Kristen Wiig playing Dr. Barbara Minerva, aka Cheetah, so you know that's going to be really interesting, and perhaps a wise choice after having Diana take on Ares in the first Wonder Woman movie. Finally, in at number 1, Joker. On October 4th of this year, we'll finally get to see the new Joker film, a movie in which the incredibly talented Joaquin Phoenix takes on the titular role, set in the 1980s as a standalone film. It's executive produced by Martin Scorsese, and was inspired by Scorsese's 1982 The King of Comedy. Many fans are hoping that we'll finally see a Joker in this era of DC films done right. It's hard to top what Heath Ledger achieved as the Clown Prince of Crime, but if anyone can do the character justice these days, it's Phoenix. And after how salty Jared Leto's performance as the Joker made everyone, many are hoping this standalone will be a major breath of fresh air. Alright, there we have it, friends. What DC movies are you the most excited for? Which ones do you think stand a chance of breaking DC's curse? Give us a shout in those comments below and let us know your thoughts. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more lists just like this one. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Catch you all in the next video.